You are saying other people are ungrateful to the Labour Party. Will give them the platform. Can you say same of Peter Obi? Because the belief is that Peter Obi made Labour Party in 2023. Now, Peter Obi Labour Party couldn't have been able to garner such kind of vote.
Yes.
If not because Peter Obi was on the ballot.
Yes. Is that now an admittance that the leadership of the party should be thrown out? That is where the ungratefulness comes from. Mr. Peter Obi, as far as I'm concerned, was being manipulated by Governor Otti. And I will tell you, when they went for that convention, when they went for that convention, it was agreed. And they moved it, to Inewi. Later, something went wrong between the two of them over the issue of leadership. Oh, who is the leader? Is the Governor Otti the governor, or you former governor and presidential candidate? Do not forget, after that now, Governor Otti now gave all his officers, the assembly, the rep, the deputy governor, and co. He asked them to be member of that committee. In fact, it was the deputy governor that declared the result. Then Peter Obi came back to say, oh, you shouldn't have done that. All sorts of things between themselves. And I think they said they went to meet one Obi of Onitsha, the king there. And then I said, okay, all of you have to work together. At that point, they started their issue. They went to INEC. Please, stop these people from coming into our consultative meeting. And that will give rise to that case that, that now ended in the Supreme Court. Now, why we say the ungrateful is this? It is not good because everybody is watching. When people give you a platform, you understand, to at least test your popularity, and you got elected, you don't forget that platform. You don't now begin to be arrogant, to the party leadership.
So let me ask you, who is the national chairman of Labour Party today?
The chairman of Labour Party today is Abure. By the
judgment.
Yes, and I'm going to start.
But the judgment says that, in summary, both the trial court and the court below had no jurisdiction to entertain the suit of this first respondent, which main relief, as the both rightly observed, was inserted as relief number 5, as though it was an appendage, a question mark on how Julius Abure had approached the court. Consequent upon the foregoing, the decision of both the trial court and the court below recognizing Barrister Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party are hereby set aside.
Decision of that, Abure had been chairman before that time. Nobody was challenging his authority.
But the appeal court ruled on it?
No. Nobody was challenging his authority. Mm-hmm. It was an issue of Labour Party versus INEC.
In Ebisheni matter?
Yeah, Labour Party versus INEC. The people that came in was the caretaker. They now say, oh, no, he's not the chairman, he's the chairman. I am the chairman, he's not the chairman. And the Supreme Court now say, look, any issue burden on leadership, decline jurisdiction, let them go back to, their party constitution. Now, this is a matter that the same Otti filed in Abia State against Labour Party. Here, he was asking the court to declare Nadi Usman and Danity Wokocha as substantive chairman and secretary.
Well, let me ask you, Mr. Arabambi.
No, there's something I want to say here.
Okay.
But this is the fourth defendant counter affidavit. That is INEC. INEC said, in line with section 223, that in their own counter affidavit, they said, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended provide that the constitution and rule of a political party shall connote, by Supreme Court decision as something that is compulsory. You don't have an option. Shall provide for periodical election on a democratic basis of principal officer and member of the executive committee or other governing body. We submit that the above provision of the Constitution require that all elections to the executive committee of a political party at all levels must be on a democratic basis by way of an election in Congress. This was why they rejected. They failed. They now ran to Abuja. INEC filed a counter affidavit against them. So there is no basis for caretaker in the Constitution of Nigeria. And that will also test in court.
Now, so you're still going back to court after the Supreme Court judgment?
We are going to court on that. No, this is a constitutional matter. This is not a question of leadership. We are
whether or not the caretaker committee.
No, the question is that Section 223. That's why I brought the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything is very clear. So look at it. I'm not the one that wrote it. It is the Constitution and rule of a political party. Shall. That's what the Constitution says. And you know, Section 1(1) is very clear.
So you are going to the...
We just started with them.
Have you gone to...
We are filing this process on Tuesday. No, this matter just started. It's not going to end here.
So the problem of Labour Party has just started.
No. It's going to just start. It's just started now because we are going
We thought that the Supreme Court has settled
No. That is... It should... No, the Supreme Court is talking about your leadership. But, you know, they went to submit a letter to INEC. They were just trying to gaslight INEC to think, they will do their bidding. But I'm telling them today that if they don't know or the lawyer didn't tell them, Section 23 provided for only 223, only democratically elected officers at the party. That the Constitution said nobody shall run any political party other than you are democratically elected. So they will not come and tell us whether the Yam Festival they did in what they call the Transcorp can translate to.
So you called that meeting, that NEC meeting,
no, they were doing Yam Festival. They were doing Yam Festival there. That was exactly what they were doing.
That you had all of the National Assembly members, State Assembly members, Peter Obi, Dati Baba Ahmed, all of them, you're calling them that they went to a Yam Festival. And these are legitimate, politically elected members of your party who have a status in the NEC.
No,
they are members of your NEC, isn't it?
They are not.
You mean Peter Obi is not a member of NEC?
Not a member of NEC.
But he was declared the national leader of the party.
By those organizing...
Julius Abure did.
No. By those organizing the Yam Festival. See, when the court make rule for a political party, they say you must go and obey your constitution. This constitution can only be set aside under one condition, at the convention. A convention called by the national chairman and national secretary. Now, who are the members of NEC? The national chairman and all NWC, they are members of NEC. We have, this is where they come in, president and general secretary of NSC, the president and general secretary of TUC. Then we have the president, vice president, the president of the Senate, deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, if produced by the party. But they thought it is where they are coming from. Our constitution did not put candidate or House of Rep. No members of Rep are member of our NEC. Now, I am also going to exonerate the present leadership in this. I remember the chairman that this thing affected is listening. I know that Governor Mimiko asked them one time, why are we excluding? You know, he has some rep and he has some National Assembly member from Ondo. He said, why are these people not part of our NEC meeting? The chairman then, whom Governor Otti went and colluded with in their state to dash all our local government seats, was the one that provided an answer. They said, okay, they will take over the party. That's what he told Mimiko. And at that time, they have been excluded. In the wisdom of that chairman then, what is happening today? That was why they excluded them from there. He said, look, you know, we are young, we are not like PDP and the other one. When you include them in the NEC now, they will go and bring their gotty wet to say, let us remove the, let us put this one, and they want to hijack the structure. That was why they said they should be excluded. So it wasn't anybody. So for them, two people even moved motion for the Legal Committee, Ogene and Senator Victor Ume. They are not members of NEC. We have the video. So it is dead on arrival for them. Dead on arrival. This is our constitution, because this is what the court said, go and follow your constitution.
Where does Mr. Lamidi Apapa, because all of a sudden Mr. Lamidi Apapa came out of nowhere and said he is the national chairman of the Labour Party.
Well, you see, for Alhaji Apapa, he was the deputy national chairman to Abure, that's the most senior deputy. And now since the Supreme Court in Baba judgment, and that Supreme Court said anywhere this and that Abure, the chairmanship is thereby set aside. He doesn't want a vacuum to be created, and he came on board to take charge because our constitution is very clear about that. Baba is saying, in the case, if the deputy national chairman shall act in the absence of national chairman, and shall, in the absence of national chairman, preside over meetings of the party. This was what Baba was just trying, to.
So in Lamidi Papa's view,
in case
that
Abure, is not able to come back, they do not want anybody, presenting herself or himself as, national chairman. Because
but the contention is not even for Julius Abure as such. It's for the entire NWC.
It was not. It wasn't. There was no time they have issue with the entire NWC. Like I said, Abure took INEC to court. The party took INEC to court, himself and secretary, over the refusal of INEC to allow them into the quarterly.
Yeah, that's established. So in your own view, you think that the Supreme Court judgment does not affect Julius Abure, neither does it affect any member of the NWC?
Supreme Court does not affect any member of the NWC.
So what, in your own interpretation, what would you say is substantially the meat of Supreme Court's verdict?
What Supreme Court says is that when anybody brings issue of leadership, both federal court, you are hereby warned, decline jurisdiction, let them go back to their party and resolve it through their internal mechanism.
But you have said that on Tuesday you're going back to the court. But the court has told you.
No, it's not leadership. No, we have issue with INEC. Mm-hmm. We want the court to determine if by this year 2023, INEC can give credence to people not democratically elected. It's a question of law. It's an issue of law.
But you see about the leadership.
No, it's not leadership.
Because the orchestration and the setting up of the caretaker committee was based on the leadership crisis and the vacuum that the likes of Peter Obi and Alex Otti thought could have been created.
They are wrong. If they don't know, they are wrong. Now, I will start an example. During my Labono administration, was there not APC interim caretaker committee? Then one now happened when they want to do the primary. Are you getting me? When they want to do the primary, they did the right thing, because as at that time, if they didn't do the right thing, definitely Alex Ababa would have been declared winner of that presidential election, because they would tell them that you build something or nothing. Now, this is a constitutional provision that when you ask court question, it is either yes or no. Now, our own is that, can any party be led by caretaker? The answer will be no, because this is constitution, not electoral act.